Sign up to the SBR Network and use your free daily bet points to earn real-world prizes. Click on the page and start winning now. Hi, welcome to SBR4 Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We are continuing our spring training coverage with Doug Upstone right now, who's on the scene in Arizona, but he tells me the game he wanted to go to today was sold out. Doug, is that true?
Yes, it was. I was stunned. I mean, I've gone to the park where the Brewers are in Phoenix, and on Saturdays and Sundays usually good can have good size or sold out games. But today I was in line for 45 minutes. Got up there and they said, "Sorry, no dice."
Wow. I mean, I've never been to spring training, but I just assumed that none of these games came close to getting sold out. But I guess they do.
Oh, I mean, especially like starting maybe the 12th or 13th of the month all the way to the end. There are frequent sellouts.
Wow.
Particularly Thursday through Sundays. So yeah.
All right. Well, that's something I definitely was not aware of. Spring training, well attended spring training games. All right. Arizona, we're going to talk about right now. We already discussed them once, and we had an interesting discussion about them. We pretty much agree that just like last year, overall, they're probably going to be a very average team. 50-50 on their record, and probably close to the middle of the pack in terms of the money standings. But that's not necessarily bad from a betting perspective, because in spots they can have good value betting on or against. Like if they're going up against a hot team that you think is undervalued, you want to bet on them, you can if they're against Arizona. Or if they're going up against a team that you think is particularly overvalued, a game against Arizona would be a great situation as well. And also, some of their individual starting pitchers have had great records. Like Arizona last year, as we said, they were about dead even in terms of the money standings, but Pat Corbin was in the top 10 in starting pitching money standings. He was up 11.5 units last year, and then a guy like Brandon McCarthy was down 8 units. So what's your take on Arizona's starting staff this year?
Yeah, I think beyond Corbin, I think it's mostly 500 pitchers, and so it's a matter of just trying to find the right guy that's either hot or cold to play for or against him. This Delgado, I actually like him. I think he has some potential. Throws hard, got a nice variety of pitches, very athletic. So I definitely like him. But Cahill, as you mentioned, or Brandon McCarthy, both of those guys, they're veteran pitchers. But except for basically in their careers, 1 year or possibly 2 years, they've really never have done a lot. And I don't think that's going to change a whole lot going forward with this team. And, the one thing that I look at with them just in a general sense is, just say as an organization, you think of like who they have let go in the last few years. Max Scherzer with Detroit. Tyler Skaggs likely to be a starter with the Angels. These guys, they traded for now, and in terms what they've gotten back, pretty average players, in return that haven't had a big upside for them. So I don't know. It seems like a little bit Kevin Towers, general manager, has created his own mess here, in trying to keep up with the Dodgers, so to speak. I did find one thing, Peter, that people could take advantage of in the last 3 years, and this is not a huge moneymaker, but it's certainly something worth to look into. Arizona, Chase Field is considered definitely a hitter's park, right. and it is. But yet the odds makers, they have definitely put the shadow on that, and 55% of their games in the last 3 years have gone under at home. So that's something to consider, I think, for this upcoming season.
Yeah, for sure. And then you mentioned Delgado before, and he is actually someone I remember from last year as being someone I did have my eye on. He was actually profitable last year in a limited amount of starts, plus 4.5 units. He's a guy who I could see, slipping under the radar for sure. Do you think he might have some value coming up?
No question about it. Yes. I mean, like I said, he tends to be one of those pitchers that runs hot and cold. So, you follow what he does in terms of, strikeouts per innings and walks per innings. And that'll be a great indicator. Now, this is somebody for everybody to keep an eye on. I'm not saying this is necessarily a great betting situation. Keep an eye on this name, Archie Bradley. He's a right-handed pitcher. He's got a 98-mile-an-hour fastball. He's 21 years old. His ball has a lot of movement on it. He's got a plus curveball. He's got an improving changeup. So for the future, there's a name to keep an eye on, Archie Bradley for Arizona. The kid is an absolute stud. Probably won't go with the club or early, but if there are injuries, he'll definitely be called up. He's the real deal.
Okay. Sounds great, Doug. Thanks for your insights, as always.